We come in a variety of colors
and styles.
A variety of sizes.
We come in different patterns.
And different materials.
We are the dreamers.
Achieving your dream can take work.
I just wanted to do a career.
But don't give up.
Changing my life.
Don't ever give up.
Ignore the haters.
They didn't believe that I can do it, and I just proved them that I can.
Independence University.
IU is an online college.
Education online for a better life offline.
So your campus is wherever you want it to be.
Take classes when you want to take classes.
At IU, you receive the tools you need at no extra cost.
Even a brand new laptop and tablet to use in school.
You're going to keep that laptop and tablet when you graduate.
And IU's career services work really hard to help you get a job.
You've got to have dreams.
Independence University.
Education online for a better life offline.
1-800-651-7521. 1-800-651-7521.
You're watching News Watch 12. News from where you live.
Right now on News Watch 12 today, Wisconsin election clerks say they're more than 900 poll workers short for next week's August primary. We'll learn more. Plus,
some areas are seeing some patchy fog this morning, but will it stick around for the rest of the day? Your full forecast is coming up.
Glass is all over the place. Cars are damaged. It's like an apocalypse.
And Lebanon is in mourning. Dozens are dead and thousands are injured after a major explosion in the capital of Beirut. We'll have the latest. It's Wednesday, August 5th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. News Watch 12 today starts now.
good morning and thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Marissa Silvis alongside Angela Kim. And Angela, we have a lot to get to this morning. But first we have to talk about yesterday. It was pretty mild, but still a really beautiful day out.
I know, I went for a walk and it was so great to see the sunshine out and about and just like not too many clouds.
Yeah, it made a big difference. And for more on what to expect today, let's head right on over to our weather center and Devin Biggs in for Tyler Moore this morning. And Devin, still another cool start and some fog for people to deal with.
Yeah, some people have some patchy fog to deal with this morning. It is definitely feeling cool in a few spots, but the good news is all that fog will be going away. Here's a look at that fog map for you right now. We're seeing a few areas where visibility is a little on the low side, just 3/4 of a mile in Rhinelander, half a mile in Eagle River. Merrill very low this morning with 1 mile of visibilities. Beautiful sunrise starting to show up at Stevens Point. We'll start seeing that sun rising, and all that fog that you're seeing in a few spots will be burning off. No clouds to worry about this morning and no precipitation to worry about either. And that will be the theme for the daytime today. No rain in store for the next day or so. Temperatures, that's the big story. Temperatures in the lower 40s, even a few upper 30s in Tomahawk, but still 51 degrees this morning in Marshfield. And here's a look at that hour by hour forecast coming up for tonight. Temperatures will, or for today, I should say, with temperatures warming up to 70 degrees by the noon hour, eventually hitting 74. Your full forecast is coming up.
Wisconsin DHS reported 728 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 on Tuesday. Now that is below our 7-day average, which has been inching back down over the last week or so. The number of tests also, though, hit an all-time high, so the percent of positive tests fell to about 4%. That's the lowest rate in more than 2 weeks. However, across the state, 12 new deaths were reported. In our 12 county North Central Wisconsin region, DHS reports 14 patients are in the hospital with COVID-19 and 10 of those are in the ICU.
And taking a closer look at some local numbers for you, Iron County added a new case on Tuesday, bringing their total to 81. Down in Oneida County, 3 new cases were reported, bringing their active total to 17. In Marathon County, there are 9 new cases, and their county total sits at 589. 3 new cases in Portage County brings their total to 358. However, 29 of those cases are active. And Clark County reports 2 new cases, bringing their total to 181. Both Forest and Langlade counties reported no new cases, and Vilas County did not report their numbers yesterday.
And there have been a lot of people opposed to the governor's mask mandate. We showed you a couple of rallies over the weekend. However, yesterday in Milwaukee, some people took to the streets to show their support for the mandate. Across the country, 33 states, along with Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico, have some form of a mask mandate. At yesterday's rally, attendees' message was that masks work.
It's just really idiotic for people to even try to reason a way to not wear a mask, try to talk about rights when the rights of other citizens to live is at stake, so, where do those rights end, So that's why we're here today, because we know masks work.
Again, while some state Republican lawmakers have spoken out against the mask mandate, they have not yet moved to try to repeal it or replace it with some other legislative solution.
Wisconsin election clerks say there are more than 900 poll workers short for next week's August primary. Wisconsin usually has between 25 and 30,000 poll workers, and many of those people are older or retired, and of course those are the people most at risk for COVID-19. The Wisconsin National Guard helped in April, and the Elections Commission is working closely with leadership to request help again. The governor has not yet activated the National Guard to help, but if you are interested in volunteering, you can learn more at myvote.wi.gov.
Kanye West and 4 others dropped off their paperwork to the Wisconsin Elections Committee in an effort to get their names on the November 3rd ballot. According to TMJ4 in Wisconsin, candidates must get at least 2,000 signatures of Wisconsin electors as well as submit a declaration of candidacy. Kanye West chose Michelle Tidball as his running mate, who, according to Forbes, described herself as a biblical life coach. The Wisconsin Elections Committee will make final reviews of each candidate's qualifications, and you can review each candidate's paperwork on badgervoters.wi.gov. A national day of mourning is declared in Lebanon. Dozens are dead and thousands are injured after Tuesday's major explosion in Beirut. John Lawrence has our report.
Major damage in Beirut Tuesday after a massive explosion sent a mushroom cloud towering into the sky. The blast could be felt at least 130 miles away in Cyprus.
You can see injured people all over the streets in Beirut. Glass is all over the place. Cars are damaged. It's like an apocalypse. It's very, very, very frightening what's happening now.
The White House is monitoring the situation.
Let me begin by sending America's deepest sympathies to the people of Lebanon, where reports indicate that many people were killed.
A Lebanese official says the explosion was caused by high explosive materials.
The United States stands ready to assist Lebanon. We have a very good relationship with the people of Lebanon, and we will be there to help. It looks like a terrible attack.
But 3 U.S. Defense Department officials tell CNN there was no sign of a strike. Lebanon's prime minister says at least 2,700 tons of the explosive ammonium nitrate was being stored in a warehouse near the scene. This blast comes as Lebanon's economy is in a state of collapse and has seen its known COVID-19 cases nearly triple since the start of July.
Our prayers go out to all the victims and their families.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, the explosion registered as a 3.3 magnitude earthquake.
Just a terrifying situation there. Well, it's now 5:07, and coming up next in our international news, an alleged Mexican drug trafficker has been captured. We'll have the details.
Plus, Manila is going into lockdown again. We'll have those stories and more news from around the world when we come back.
Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel is your choice for log home maintenance, guaranteeing you a beautiful looking home. Sullivan's does their own milling and specializes in log replacements, sandblasting, staining, and chinking. With more than 30 years of business, Sullivan's is dependable and trustworthy, carefully tending to every detail on your home. Call us today for your free on-site estimate. Sullivan's Log Home Restoration and Remodel, serving Eagle River and the surrounding areas.
This week on the People's Court, the judge gets suspicious.
I don't just trust a litigant who just walks into my courtroom and you say, trust me, Judge.
Lake of the Torches Resort Casino. You can count on us for all the hottest slots inside. Sun-dappled water outside. Enjoyment comes naturally here with abundant home-style foods, the most exciting promotions, and the new Lake Club that rewards you for playing. At Lake of the Torches Resort Casino, expect the best of everything every time you visit. Winning's more fun at the lake.
Dreaming of custom furniture? But you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months. Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Newswatch 12 Today gets you ready to embrace the day. Wake up with WJFW's Newswatch 12 Today team. Join Marissa Silvas, Angela Kim, and meteorologist Tyler Moore weekday mornings from 5 to 7.
And welcome back. We're starting off today pretty much like we did yesterday. A nice, beautiful sunrise, a few passing clouds, and more patchy fog showing up on the sky cam this morning. So if you hit a low visibility spot, have your low beams ready, and the sun will burn off all that fog. We won't have to worry about that for the daytime today. We have some clouds tracking off to the east right now, and we might see a few passing clouds like we have seen over the past few days. It will develop with the daytime heating, then the sun will go down, and the clouds will go away too. We have a weak boundary that is also tracking in our direction. May give us a few chances of sprinkles or a few light showers for the daytime tomorrow. And the visibilities are dropping off because of that fog this morning. Half a mile in Eagle River, 3/4 of a mile in Rhinelander, 1 mile right now in Merrill, and a few other areas on parts of Oneida County that are seeing some lower visibilities this morning are areas like Sugar Camp and Three Lakes. So if you're driving in this area this morning, I would be very smart with while you're driving and slow down if needed should the visibilities get low. Temperatures this morning, that's the other story. Look at this, feels like a fall morning out there this morning with lower 40s in Eagle River, Rhinelander, and Merrill. Farther to the south, a little warmer with Wausau at 49 degrees and 51 degrees in Marshfield. Now highs yesterday, again, we're supposed to be in the upper 70s for this time of the year. Subtract 10 degrees from that. That's basically where we ended up yesterday in the upper 60s. A few lower 70s, below average, but not a terrible day. We're going to work on that today. Temperatures are going to be warming up today into the lower to middle 70s, so closer to where we should be, so below by a few degrees. Friday and Saturday, I would consider that an average day as temperatures will be warming up. And then lower 80s by Sunday and Monday, so that will feel nice. Chances of storms possible during the weekend. Here's Futurecast for today. Again, a few passing clouds will be possible to get a wave of energy moving through, so the sun might get obscured for a while. The sun goes down, all those clouds will go away, so nice peaceful evening in store for us. Then that boundary starts to approach by the daytime tomorrow, and we get that daytime heating going again. That is fuel for the fire for a few showers and a few rumbles of thunder. That will taper off. The precipitation part will taper off, but we'll keep the clouds overnight as we head towards Friday morning. If you're going outside today, have the sunscreen handy or else you'll get sunburned with a UV index of 7, so 30-minute burn time. So hat, sunglasses, and sunscreen. Have that handy if you're doing a lake day. Your forecast for today, mostly sunny and warmer. Highs will be in the lower to middle 70s with a westerly breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies and not as cool. Lows will be in the lower 50s, so no more 40s. The winds will be nice and calm. Looking ahead towards Thursday real quick, mostly cloudy skies and a few isolated evening showers. Highs slightly warmer by 1 degree in the middle 70s. Here's a look at your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast. Once we get past Thursday, dry again Friday with highs in the upper 70s. Lower 80s arrives on Saturday and Sunday with a few slight chances of thunderstorms. Marissa and Angela.
Thanks, Devin. At least 78 people were killed when a massive explosion rocked Beirut on Tuesday.
And this tops our international news this morning. About 4,000 more were injured, and buildings all across the Lebanese capital sustained damage, including the presidential palace. Lebanese officials say the explosion was fueled by 2,700 tons of confiscated ammonium nitrate that was being stored in a warehouse at the port of Beirut. It's not clear what ignited the explosive material. 3 Defense Department officials say that there's no indication an attack caused the explosion. President Trump offered U.S. assistance to the people of Lebanon.
After receiving a tip that one of Mexico's top crime bosses never slept at the same place for 2 nights in a row, officials say that Mexican authorities cased 4 homes for 72 hours before launching a raid that led to the arrest of the capo known as El Mauro and several of his associates. The capture last Sunday of the alleged drug trafficker and fuel thief Jose Antonio Yepes, or El Mauro, or the Mallet, has removed one of the 2 bosses battling for control of Guanajuato state, an industrial powerhouse clouded by bloody gang wars. Authorities arrested 6 men and 3 women in the raids, including Yepes, and seized high and low caliber weapons, a grenade launcher, around $6,600 in cash, and rescued a 52-year-old kidnapped woman.
Commuter trains, buses, and other public vehicles stayed off the main roads of the Philippine capital on Tuesday, and police were again staffing checkpoints to restrict public travel as surging virus cases forced another lockdown. Officials deployed dozens of shuttle buses and army trucks to ferry stranded medical personnel and workers of authorized businesses. Crowds flocked to some supermarkets to stock up on food after the hasty return to a lockdown sparked panic buying. It is being imposed in Manila and outlying provinces for 2 weeks. Businesses previously allowed to partly reopen will again be closed. Authorized companies, including banks, health and food processing firms, must shuttle their employees between home and work. Traveling by bike, motorcycle, and private car is allowed for essential reasons, but mass transit will be closed.
Well, it's now 5:15, and coming up in health news, we have an update on a potential coronavirus vaccine developed by Novavax.
Plus, a new study is shedding light on if vitamin D has an effect on depression. We'll have those stories and more medical news in just 2 minutes.
Save big on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Update your exterior with Menards' huge selection of outdoor wall lights. Pick up this Riley outdoor wall light in a weathered bronze finish for just $69.95 after 11% off. Smart Coat is an advanced paint and primer in one with ultra smooth coverage, superior adhesion, and exceptional washability. Only $23.99 per gallon after 11% off. Start saving today with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
As we say goodbye to winter and greet spring, it's the ideal time for an ISA-certified arborist to prep your Northwoods land for warm weather fun. Custom caretaking and landscaping is equipped with a 90-foot spider lift to assist with tree service needs.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Scher, DC with the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau. Are you one of the millions of people suffering with the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy? Your symptoms may include numbness and tingling in your feet or hands, difficulty sleeping from leg or foot discomfort, and debilitating balance problems. I have good news for you. You can now get relief with our breakthrough treatment method without the use of drugs or surgery. Our treatments help to heal damaged nerves that cause peripheral neuropathy. If left untreated, you may eventually end up with a walker or wheelchair, so don't delay. Call our office now to schedule an appointment to see if our treatment methods are right for you. We will do a painless neuropathy severity exam to determine the amount of nerve loss. If you qualify for our treatment, it can truly change your life. Start living your life pain-free. Call today.
This is Dave. He donates blood regularly. This is Mason. He was diagnosed with cancer at age 3 and received weekly transfusions. Mason is one of the many lives Dave has helped save. Jennifer started donating last week. Jeff just found out he'll need surgery next week. Neither Jeff nor Jennifer know it, but her blood will help Jeff get through his surgery.
This is Lauren. She'll need a blood transfusion in 2 weeks. Will your donation save her life?
Donate today. You'll save lives tomorrow.
Donate in August for a chance to win one of 3 cutting-edge technology packages.
At Schrader's, we love summer, and it shows. Find a beautiful dress for that warm weather event. Shorts and tops in the latest trends. Keen sandals and Lake Girl. And get the perfect gift for that summer wedding.
You'll always find something new to love at Schrader's in Anago.
And welcome back. The big story this morning is the fog. Visibility is kind of up and down in a few spots with 3/4 of a mile in Rhinelander, 1.25 the latest report out of Merrill. And the other big story this morning are the temperatures. We're waking up in the lower 40s this morning. Temperatures today will make it into the middle 70s.
Thanks so much, Devin. New research reveals that vitamin D does not protect against depression as once thought.
And this tops our medical news this morning. The study included more than 18,000 older men and women with no history of depression. Half took vitamin D supplements for 5 years, and the other half took a placebo. The risk of depression was no different between the two groups, but experts say vitamin D is known to be essential for both bone and metabolic health.
More women in the U.S. say they have skipped medications because of cost than men or women in other countries. Researchers from Columbia University looked at 3 years of data across 11 high-income nations. 1 in 4 younger American women reported skipping medications because they were unaffordable. That's compared to 1 in 7 younger men. This gap was significantly higher than in other countries.
And some promising news late Tuesday surrounding a potential coronavirus vaccine. Early clinical data shows the experimental vaccine developed by biotech company Novavax is safe and induced an immune response to the virus. The phase 1 trial involved a total of 131 healthy adults ages 18 to 59. Among those, 106 had received 2 doses of the experimental vaccine 21 days apart. Some were also given an adjuvant, an ingredient designed to enhance the immune response. The remaining 25 participants were given a placebo, and the vaccine was generally well tolerated, and it had induced a neutralizing antibodies. Novavax says that the neutralizing antibodies that were produced were higher than those seen in people who had recovered from the virus. The study has yet to be peer-reviewed.
Certainly promising news there.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, coming up next in sports, a local track and field star is now heading to college, and we'll tell you about her unique training facility at her own house.
Plus, Lambeau Field and Titletown events are coming back with some protocols. We'll have those stories and Devin's travel forecast after this quick break.
Now at Home Sleep Express, when you spend $2.99, pay no sales tax with an extra 7% off sale prices on brands like Thomas Cole, Luxuria, and Heirloom. Plus, pay nothing down with no interest financing until 2022 and get free no-contact shipping. Now at Home Sleep Express.
The Jeopardy Vault is open. From 2002, see the original Super Champ compete in our first $1 million tournament.
Those scores look pretty good.
$1 Million Masters on Jeopardy!
Weekdays at 4:30 on NBC 12.
Have you ever looked up how much of an appliance is made in the U.S.? At Maher Water Corporation, we use systems that are 90% made in the U.S. In fact, over 80% of the unit is made right here in the Midwest, and 75% of the entire unit is made right here in our beautiful state of Wisconsin. Combining the local made product with a local family company means money spent here stays here. So call us today to meet our Wisconsin-made family.
Pursue your passion for helping others with an education in healthcare from Nicolet College. With more than a dozen options available in key healthcare areas, you'll find a program that's right for you. Nicolet offers the latest in interactive technology, hands-on training, and online flexibility to fit your schedule. You'll benefit from low tuition costs and financial assistance. Start making a difference with a career in healthcare. Register now at nicoletcollege.edu.
10 months ago, I re-injured my neck, and I thought, you know what, I need my life back. I made the appointment for the consult, and within probably the first month, I started to feel like myself again.
Our therapies are not only different, they're very effective. They not only relieve pain, but they restore motion, so you can get your life back.
Visit painsolver.com or call 844-200-PAIN today.
Join Justin Betty and Jeff Weller evenings at 5, 6, and 10 on Newswatch 12. News and weather from where you live.
For a limited time at Home World Rugs, name brand rugs will be sold up to 67% off when you take an extra 12% off clearance rugs. Hundreds of rugs from $97. Room size rugs priced from $197. The rug clearance sale at Home World Rugs.
Welcome back. Well, Lambeau Field and Chinatown events will resume operations this coming Monday with new safety protocols in place to accommodate events during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Lambeau Field and Atrium and Chinatown have been closed since March. Among the precautionary guidelines being employed for events and are social distancing, face coverings required to be worn at all times by staff, enhanced cleaning and disinfecting procedures, and adjusting food and beverage services in accordance with food safety practices and social distancing protocols. So a lot of changes, but again, the Packers are coming back slowly but surely, so I'm sure they're very excited to be having this comeback in general.
Yeah, it's really exciting to have seen them on the field and also to have heard from Aaron Rodgers already this week.
Yeah.
You know, it's so many changes for everybody to adjust to, but it's exciting.
Absolutely, too. But outside this morning, Devin, it seems like you're having a bit of a chilly morning out there. How's it feeling out there?
Hey, suddenly cool, it feels refreshing, and I can see my breath again this morning, so definitely feeling like a fall morning. It definitely feels like a football morning out there too, but no football going on just yet. Here's a look at the airport out there where it's 41 degrees with a very calm breeze, and points just below that 9 degrees, so the humidity levels are up just enough that we're getting some fog out there this morning. And as we look at the visibilities right now, we're down to a 3/4 of a mile in Rhinelander, 1 mile in Medford, 1.25 miles in Merrill. Here is that radar and satellite. The good news, no rain to report, no clouds to report at the moment. We'll see a few passing clouds taking place for the daytime today. But when you're traveling across the state today, looking pretty good. Here's that travel forecast for you. Middle to upper 70s with partly cloudy skies, so warmer than what we saw yesterday. Panning things further to the east, we'll be in the middle 70s again with a few passing clouds from time to time. And warmer to the south with upper 70s in Chicago with a mixture of clouds and sun. We'll have more news and weather coming up after the break.
St. Germain Real Estate Auction, August 23rd. Home with 9 acres, storage buildings, Blacktop Drive being sold to the highest bidder. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Rhinelander Chrysler Jeep Ram. A great selection and great employees equal the greatest experience. 3620 North Highway 47, Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
High Point Sand and Gravel provides high-quality riprap, sand, and screened topsoil for almost any need. The high-quality rock and stone, boulders, and clear stone enhance the function and beauty of your home or business. Offering convenient delivery or pickup throughout northern Wisconsin and the UP, High Point Sand and Gravel provides premium landscaping materials, specializing in producing beautiful decorative stone for all types of landscaping projects. Contact High Point Sand and Gravel to help make your next project a dream come true.
With over 108 years of manufacturing, Yanmar is here for you. Northwoods Harley-Davidson and Northwoods Yanmar are open, fully stocked, and ready to deliver to the homeowner and construction customers. And of course, the Harley-Davidson motorcycles are ready to go. So work and play, we have you covered.
Lake of the Torches Resort Casino. You can count on us for all the hottest slots inside. Sun-dappled water outside. Enjoyment comes naturally here with abundant home-style foods, the most exciting promotions, and the new Lake Club that rewards you for playing. At Lake of the Torches Resort Casino, expect the best of everything every time you visit. Winning's more fun at the lake.
Newswatch 12 brings you the most local news, weather, and sports.
That's right. We are your NBC station for national news and great primetime shows.
Everything on Newswatch 12 is closed captioned so everyone can stay informed and entertained.
Brought to you by Miracle Ear.
Music every weekend, never a cover, and drinks priced right. TV, pool, darts, and more. It's Happy's Pub in downtown Woodruff.
You're watching Newswatch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Angela Kim, and Tyler Moore.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us today. It is Wednesday, August 5th. Isaias made landfall on Monday night as a hurricane, and while it lost strength as it moved along the east coast, it still managed to leave a wake of destruction in its path.
At least 6 deaths have been linked to the storm, and as many as 2 million people left without power. NBC's Dan Sheneman has our report.
Isaias, pounding the New Jersey shore.
The wind's pretty intense coming at your back, and then sand started blowing and kind of hitting you in the face.
The intense storm left destruction along the East Coast.
This is different. This is much more severe flooding, I think, than folks have seen recently. The fire department and our partners from the police and others here have made dozens of rescues.
Philadelphia authorities say hundreds of homes are impacted by flooding, while north of Philadelphia, a likely tornado struck the campus of a hospital in Doylestown.
It felt like an earthquake, and it's a drop in pressure.
The storm caused part of a church roof to collapse in Norfolk, Virginia.
Pretty much the whole entire trailer park is gone.
In North Carolina, the storm spawned a tornado that swept through this mobile home park.
I've been with the sheriff's office for 38 years, and I know the mobile home park, and it's like nothing is there, so it's bad.
And in Oak Island, North Carolina, cars were overturned and homes damaged after the storm made landfall late Monday night, while some in South Carolina were shocked by the storm's intensity.
I couldn't believe this. I thought that it wasn't supposed to be all that bad.
Now it's time to clean up and recover. Hurricane season lasts through the end of November. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
Certainly still a lot of devastation, and like that last gentleman said, you know, they were hoping that it would lose strength as it went along, you know, but those tornadoes that spawned off of it too caused a lot of destruction.
Yeah, it's really affecting so many different areas up the East Coast, and it really is so serious too. So yeah, just very scary situation and very sad overall as well. But yeah,
our thoughts out to them.
Absolutely, yeah. But in Wisconsin this morning in the Northwoods, it seems like we have a bit of fog this morning. So for more on that, let's head over to our weather test with Devin Biggs, who is filling in for Tyler Moore. And Devin, it seems like some people may have a little bit of lower visibility on the roads today.
Yeah, that visibility is going to be very hit and miss. You may have perfect 10-mile visibility. Then boom, just like that, you might see visibility down to a quarter of a mile. So it's one of those situations we got to be ready to respond at a moment's notice. Here's a look at the Skycam this morning in Stevens Point, where there isn't any fog going on, at least from the Skycam shot. But the sun is starting to rise here on this beautiful Wednesday morning. And the radar is also very quiet. Just a few clouds off to the west. So we'll see a little bit of cloud cover for the afternoon hours today. Temperatures, they're cool out there. They feel like fall. Upper 30s in Tomahawk, lower 40s in Merrill, Eagle River, and Watersmeet, and a lot of our northern counties. Still 51 degrees being reported in Marshfield. Dew points are low. The air is dry. Temperatures love this because we can drop into the 30s and 40s and warm up into the middle 70s because the dry air is easy for temperatures to respond. Your hourly forecast this morning, temperatures will warm up fast, hitting 70 by noon, eventually hitting 74 degrees for your high temperature. Your full forecast is coming up. Marissa and Angela?
Thanks, Devin. Some good news for competitive athletes looking to get out and do something this weekend. The Badger State Games will co-host 2 cycling events this weekend. Romp in the Swamp, a mountain bike competition at 9 Mile Recreation Area, starts on Saturday. Then Bluff to Bluff, a 44-mile road race, will start 10 a.m. on Sunday. Organizers say COVID-19 precautions will be in place and you must register ahead of time. If you want to race or volunteer, you can learn more at badgerstategames.org.
A Kansas father is walking hundreds of miles to Wisconsin in hopes of raising awareness for what he says was an injustice that his younger son faced. News Watch tells Zach White spoke with him and has more on his journey.
Never in a million years.
Those are words of Michael Swapsey, who spent over 30 days walking nearly 700 miles from Wichita to Wisconsin.
I still have 90 miles left to go.
All to raise awareness for what he says was an injustice towards his 8-year-old son.
My son was handcuffed for 13 minutes.
In February, Michael Sr. was told that there was an argument between his son, who has ADHD, and his teacher, and the results, according to Swapsey, were unthinkable.
They took the handcuffs off, they tied his hands up, and then they put a spit mask over his head.
His frustrations got him nowhere with the district and even the governor of Kansas. So Swapsey gathered his belongings and hit the road east.
That's when I decided to walk to Milwaukee.
Throughout his travels, Swapsey says that he's been met with kindness to combat and fight what he says is a broken system.
Oftentimes for African-American children, if they do not follow the particular or learn the particular way as the counter students do, then they're considered defiant, even with a documented disability.
And to get through the journey, Swapsey says he remembers his cause, which he started to make a better world for his children.
Something happened, I gave it my best, and I don't have to look. I can look myself in the mirror, you know, and know that I was the best dad that I could be.
In Rhinelander, Zach White, Newswatch 12.
Now, Swapsy arrived at the Wisconsin-Illinois border earlier yesterday and has about 90 miles left to go on his journey to Milwaukee. So a very impressive man right there.
Yeah, what an incredible journey.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, coming up next in our consumer news, Honda is recalling 1.6 million vehicles. We'll have the details.
Plus, many parents are starting their back-to-school shopping. We'll have tips on what families should buy and more news you can use in just a bit.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services.
Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio has designed beautiful and functional kitchens and baths in the Northwoods. With in-home consultation available, they provide 3D drawings of your spaces to bring your visions to life. Owner and designer Sarah has over 20 years of experience, overseen 500+ projects, and built strong relationships with local contractors providing superior installation. Whether it's a new home or a remodel, Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio in Eagle River looks forward to making your dream kitchen or bath a reality.
Hi, my name's Chad. I went and saw a neurologist and had several MRIs, and they found out that I had spinal neuropathy. The neurologist at the hospital decided that the only treatment was medication. I didn't find that acceptable, so I called Spinal Aid to get a free consultation. After working with Spinal Aid, I'm able to walk, I'm able to sleep, I have balance, my overall comfort of life is 100% better.
Are you experiencing weakness, numbness, and/or pain in your feet or hands? These sensations might even be affecting other areas of your body along with your balance. You might have already been diagnosed with peripheral neuropathy and are taking drugs such as Lyrica, gabapentin, or Cymbalta that never seems to help. Neuropathy pain ultimately diminishes your quality of life. The Spinal Aid Center of Wausau can help relieve the symptoms of your neuropathy. Call Spinal Aid of Wausau today to see if our treatment methods are right for you. Call 715-203-1508 to schedule your neuropathy severity consultation.
Are you worried about going away to college this fall? What if you could get the same college experience closer to home? From the moment you step onto our campus to begin your bachelor's degree, we'll be there for you, supporting your dreams and saving you money. With NTC's new liberal arts transfer degree, you can start here and go anywhere, including a guaranteed transfer to UW-Madison. North Central Technical College. We're ready when you are.
And welcome back. If you love sunrises, we have another great one in store for you today. We're starting to see some of the oranges and the reds as the sun starts rising on this beautiful Wednesday morning. And the good news is we have some fog out there, which is not the good news, but the good news is the sun will burn off that fog. We'll have a very, very nice day in store with some warmer temperatures soon. You'll feel that out there. The only thing going on right now on our radar and satellite is these clouds across parts of the Twin Cities in Minnesota. They are tracking off to the east. So as we get the daytime heating going and mixing it with these clouds, we'll see some clouds moving in and obscuring the sun for a little while. But as the sun goes down, the fuel will go away and those clouds will disappear. Here's kind of the wider picture. High pressure is in parts of the Midwest, which is helping to inhibit some of the cloud development. A boundary is developing off to the west, and that's going to track off to the east, giving us chances for a few sprinkles or light showers for the daytime tomorrow. But right now, the big story is that fog. 1 mile visibility in Rhinelander and 3/4 of a mile visibility in Merrill, 1 mile in Medford. So it's going to be very hit or miss. You might have good 10-mile visibility. And then just like that, you might have some fog issues. So have your fog lights ready, at least until that fog burns off. The big story this morning is also the temperatures. Lower 40s, and there's a few upper 30s out there like in Tomahawk, 49 degrees in Wausau, 51 degrees in Marshfield. And again, the air is dry and temperatures love that, so they will be warming up very quickly. Yesterday, temperatures warmed up pretty good. It's still below average. We were only in the upper 60s yesterday to lower 70s. We're supposed to be at 79 for this time of the year. We'll get closer to that today, but still a little off from where we should be. So 74 today, 75 by Thursday, 78 Friday. So we're working in the right direction, hitting the 80s by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and sticking with it by Tuesday. So good news is in store for those of you that love warmer temperatures. Futurecast for today, we'll be watching the clouds moving through today, so the sun again will be obscured for a little while. Things will calm down by the evening hours tonight. I'm not sold on any precipitation that will be happening, so no need to worry about any precipitation. Then that boundary begins to move in by Thursday, and that will spark up a few chances for sprinkles or a very light shower. That will again taper off once the sun goes down. The sun is that fuel for the rain, so you'll see it during the afternoon hours, which is why we typically see it during that time, and things begin to taper off once the sun goes down. Today, very nice day, lower to middle 70s for our northern counties. Our southern counties, virtually the same too, maybe just a couple degrees warmer. Adams County is 76 degrees and Wausau 75 degrees. We'll be cooling down to 53 degrees tonight with mostly clear skies, and won't be as cool with winds. They'll be in the calm category. So here's a look at your Northwoods furniture and mattress 7-day forecast. Again, things starting to warm up, and a few chances of precipitation in the forecast, with the better chances of thunderstorms taking place by the weekend with highs in the 80s and more storms by Tuesday. Marissa and Angela.
A pretty nice warm up coming our way. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, Honda is recalling 1.6 million vehicles.
And this tops our look at consumer news this morning. Honda issued 4 different recalls covering 3 vehicles: the 2019 and 2020 Passport, the 2019 through 2021 Pilot, and the 2018 through 2020 Odyssey minivan. The recalls are to fix problems that include faulty backup camera displays, malfunctioning dashboard displays, and also sliding doors that don't latch properly. Honda will notify owners and begin making those free repairs starting next month.
And Twitter expects to pay a fine of up to $250 million as part of an ongoing investigation by the Federal Trade Commission over the use of personal data for targeted ads. The FTC has been looking into the company since last October, related to phone numbers and email addresses that were provided for safety and security purposes between 2013 and last year. At the time, Twitter said it inadvertently matched users' data with marketing lists, and it has stopped doing so. Twitter is not the only tech company to face these allegations from the FTC. Facebook paid a $5 billion fine last year over several privacy issues as well.
Nearly 4 in 5 credit card holders are concerned about making minimum credit card payments due to various COVID-19 related scenarios. That's from a new survey out this morning from creditcards.com. More than 60% say a continued nationwide surge in COVID-19 cases will affect their ability to make their minimum payments. And about the same number of people say they may not be able to make minimum payments if they're unable to work. 1/4 of credit card debtors have taken on more credit card debt as a direct result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Parents across the country are still in the dark about school reopening plans, leaving many families wondering how to prepare and putting off back-to-school shopping.
NBC's Liz McLaughlin has some tips to save money and also ease what might be a really difficult transition for kids this fall.
97.2. This school year comes with major changes for many students and major stress for many parents.
I'm kind of scared.
Uncertainty causing some to put off back-to-school shopping. But many retailers are continuing sales longer than previous years.
The deals will run probably through early to mid-September.
Extra time to take advantage of steep discounts on technology, including laptops such as the 14-inch LG Gram, usually $1,200, now on sale at Amazon and B&H Photo for under $950.
This is one of the best laptops that we have tested in our labs at Consumer Reports.
For students remote learning or parents working from home, noise-canceling headphones may come in handy. This wireless pair from Microsoft Surface is now marked down at Best Buy from $350 to under $200.
They scored really comparably in terms of the noise cancellation to the higher-end models from Bose and Sony.
Also on the list for many students, a face mask. Get one for each school day with this 5-pack from Crayola for $30.
If I have a good mask, then I don't really mind it.
Experts say it's important to find a mask that's comfortable, fits properly,
Wearing it around the house.
and that practice makes perfect.
Don't want
the first time for a child to have to wear a mask for any extended period of time to be that first day back in school. Make sure they've practiced with it so they're not touching it and pulling it down.
New habits and new gear for a very different school year. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
And you may also want to pack 2 masks in your child's bag if they are attending in person this fall.
And that way they'll have a backup if one happens to get wet or dirty.
We need everyone to take this seriously because it's on all of us together to ensure our public health efforts are successful.
Governor Tony Evers gave a major address regarding the pandemic, and this was the first time this happened since the statewide mask mandate went into effect.
Coming up at 6:30, we'll have more on what Evers highlighted. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Quality Homes of Tomahawk now sells modular homes built by Wisconsin Homes. Wisconsin Homes has maintained a tradition of building some of the finest homes on the market. Quality Homes also has a large selection of new manufactured and mobile homes. New homes starting at only $32,900. All prices include delivery and setup anywhere in Wisconsin. Whether buying your first home or a cabin getaway, Quality Homes has the experience and expertise to make your dreams a reality.
Hi, I'm Tammy from Arpin, and I came to see Dr. Scher with severe lower back pain and nerve pain, and I was also unable to walk or stand without any help. Many of my appointments I needed to use a walker, and I was having a hard time even getting to his appointments riding in a vehicle. He was able to get me moving again, doing the things I love to do. I was able to get rid of my walker. I was able to ride in a vehicle longer than an hour. I am forever grateful to him and his wonderful staff.
Are you suffering with back or neck pain and considering the possibility of surgery? At the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau, we incorporate the latest technologies, including high-intensity laser therapy that provides the highest success rates in helping people just like you avoid back and neck surgery. With our treatments, there are no drugs and no surgery, just relief. Call today for a free spinal disc severity consultation and see if our treatments are right for you. Call 715-203-4392 or visit us at spinalaid.com. Start living your life pain-free.
There's still plenty of summer left to enjoy, but it won't last forever. Now's the time to make the most of your shoreline with Flow Docks and Lifts from Jensen Akins. Stop by Jensen Akins in Conover or visit our new Three Lakes location and check out our huge selection of flow docks and lifts. Flow's quality and value with the versatility to create the perfect waterfront system to maximize your family fun. The Northwoods #1 flow dealer, that's Jensen Akins, of course.
Our Newswatch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most to the Northwoods. NBC Newswatch 12, from where you live. At WJFW, our Newswatch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the Northwoods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC Newswatch 12, news from where you live.
Welcome back. Several Northwoods track athletes will take their talents to college in just a few weeks, and Northland Pines graduate Paige Hickson is one of them. She'll be pole vaulting at Minnesota State Mankato, a Division II school. And Hickson did not get to compete in track and field this spring, but she did get to set a personal record at a meet over the summer. The Pines graduate cleared an 11-foot 6-inch bar, which would also be her high school's all-time record. Getting some work in over the summer has Hickson really hoping to reach even greater heights.
I feel like just a lot of progressive vaulting and having film and watching it and repeating and not feeling much pressure and just having a lot of freedom with it has definitely made me a better vaulter.
Now, training was a challenge for Hickson this summer with school facilities closed to all athletes. So her family and her actually built their own facility right in her own backyard. So that was pretty incredible for her to have that opportunity, and I'm sure extremely helpful as well.
I know, it's a really impressive kind of setup they have over there and very clever on their end as well. And David, if you do use that facility this morning, they might be a little cold, but hopefully they'll warm up fairly quickly.
Yeah, it would be a very cold time to be using it during the day, but the good news is, like you said, Angela, temperatures will be warming up into the 70s. It's going to be feeling really great out there. Right now, we are seeing a little bit of fog outside. We can even see it on the camera at the airport. 41 degrees right now with a calm wind. It's feeling like 41, of course. Dew point not too far away at 40 degrees. Here's a look at those current conditions. Those temperatures are also cool out there. 41 in Eagle River and Rhinelander, 40 in Merrill, 48 degrees this morning in Wisconsin Rapids. Radar and satellite, no clouds to see at all in our neck of the woods. It's all in parts of Minnesota. Entering into the state of Wisconsin at this time, we'll see some clouds during the afternoon hours, which could obscure the sun from time to time. But your travel forecast here on this beautiful Wednesday morning, we'll have middle 70s by the afternoon hours with a mixture of clouds and some sun. That's going to be the general theme for most of the state. We pan things further off to the east, very similar, middle 70s to upper 70s, and then farther off towards the south, upper 70s with a mixture of clouds and sun. We'll have more news and weather coming up after the break.
Wake up to an omelet with
jalapeno,
melty cheese, crispy bacon, and
jalapeno
on a made-from-scratch biscuit or soft tortilla. Spice up your breakfast. The Southwest Omelet Biscuit and Burrito are back at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
Hey, Dutch boy, show me Mocha Red.
Okay.
Does it have a smooth, durable finish?
Yes, and it's 50% more stain resistant.
You still talking to Dutch boy?
Dutch boy, show me Sleepy Purple.
Okay.
Oh, would you look at that?
That's better.
He'll still help us paint, right?
With Dutch Boy's quality paint and Menards expert service, you can twist off to something great.
Right now at Menards, get 11% off everything, including Dutch Boy paint.
Advice from trial attorneys, lawyers for the injured.
John was 60 years old and he worked hard for his company, but the years of heavy lifting took their toll and his back gave out. The insurance adjuster denied his claim. He couldn't work and had no hope of finding a new career this late in life. The Mater legal team proved that his injuries were work-related and he got the money he needed to make sure his family was taken care of. See the Mater legal team.
A technical education is more valuable and essential than ever, with 2/3 of careers in 2020 requiring hands-on skills. Nicolet College provides a quality education and programs that are more flexible, affordable, and relevant in today's careers. For added flexibility, select programs offer monthly start dates and personalized learning. Plus, with courses offered on campus or online, there's a program suited for everyone. Nicolet College is the next step toward your successful career.
Happy presents a spicy Western. Western gone spicy. The new spicy Western bacon cheeseburger at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
You're watching News Watch 12 today with Marissa Silvas, Angela Kim, and Tyler Moore.
And welcome back. Emergency officials in Philadelphia say they haven't seen this much urban flooding since Hurricane Sandy. Tropical storm Isaias ushered in major flooding over much of South Philadelphia, forcing water rescues and evacuations. Crews rescued more than 100 residents, and late this afternoon, we're going back for more. Fire officials say some 200 homes have been affected by this flooding event. It's all hands on deck with the water department, fire, police, and city services. The fire chief says all units have been deployed to help with flooding. Several structure fires have erupted, but were extinguished very quickly. Fire Commissioner and Director of Emergency Management Adam Thiel says they have also called on federal resources. They also say so far no one has needed medical attention. So a very interesting situation in parts of Philadelphia. But the good news is Isaias is now, for most of us, a distant memory.
Sure, yeah, it's good to hear though that no medical attention has been needed.
Right.
But my goodness, a lot of flooding, and then as we saw earlier in the show, some tornadoes spawned off of you know, some of those storms as well. I have a couple of friends who work in the Philadelphia market, and they were posting a ton of devastation.
Yeah, no, it's really, we've seen it up and down the East Coast as well, all over. And it's really devastating to see just in general because so many people are affected, and it's also during a really hard time as well with the pandemic going on. down. So
I can't imagine.
It's been really, really tough. But Devin, luckily in our area, our biggest problem this morning seems to be some fog.
Yeah, I guess you can call it the worst problem we have this morning is just a little bit of fog, which is causing visibility to be a little tough. Fortunately, looking at the sky cam in Monaco, we're not seeing that at this time. It's very hit and miss, so it might be like you might be thinking, what fog? But in other spots, some areas are seeing fog. Look at this beautiful sunrise in parts of Rhinelander. The sun's going behind the clouds a little bit, but it's just a beautiful morning. And just below the sun, just above our Ho Chunk Gaming logo, we're seeing a little bit of fog just below that on the horizon. Your radar and satellite, we're seeing clouds moving in from west to east, so no clouds yet. We'll start seeing some passing through during the afternoon hours. No rain to worry about whatsoever. We'll show you that Futurecast today. We'll see those clouds moving through. It tries to develop some showers. I'm not sold on it, so no rain to expect today. And overall, not a terrible day to really be outside. We'll have a mixture of clouds and sun. Temperatures warming up fast into the lower to middle 70s. It'll feel much better than the upper 60s that we saw yesterday. Look at your next 7 days. Slight chances of rain on Thursday with middle 70s, then the 80s. Most of us like 80s. Those return by the weekend. Slight chances of thunderstorms also in the forecast by the weekend. So if you're going outside, make sure to keep an eye on the radar.
Definitely. I'm happy to see that warm-up beginning, and we're looking forward to this weekend for sure. But also, the sunrise is so gorgeous. That's one of my favorite things about being on the morning show is getting to see those every morning.
I know, very beautiful. Yeah, it looks really gorgeous over there too. But also, I'm just so excited that we're finally getting away from those 40-degree morning starts. Because for us, we come in at 2 a.m.
Yes.
So we've been layering up a little
We've
bit.
been feeling it.
Yeah, for sure. So it'll be nice to have a bit of a warm-up. So when we wake up, it won't be quite as chilly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, next on News Watch 12 today, a top election official in Marathon County is currently being investigated for her conduct involving the Wausau School Board. We'll have more.
We'll have that story for you. Plus, we'll also meet the brand new Allison Dairyland and learn all about her. That's coming up in our next half hour. But first, you're waking up with News Watch 12 today here on NBC.
Patio closeouts are at Home Seasonal Concepts. Get year-end savings on everything patio, now up to 50% off. Plus free sales tax, zero down, no interest financing until 2022, and free no-contact shipping. Year-end patio closeouts now at Home Seasonal Concepts. New Bloomington showroom now open.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their summer concert crawl. Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
Winding Creek Audiology and Hearing Aid Care takes ear and hearing health seriously. Dr. Nicole Klatt has been helping patients hear better locally since 2011. From children to adults, we offer hearing testing and hearing aids designed to fit your individual hearing and lifestyle needs. In-office ear cleaning procedures also available. Winding Creek Audiology offers many hearing aid options, including hearing aids that stream music and phone calls from your phone. Call and schedule your no-obligation evaluation and consultation today, and hear your favorite sounds again.
Lake of the Torches Resort Casino. You can count on us for all the hottest slots inside. Sun-dappled water outside. Enjoyment comes naturally here with abundant home-style foods, the most exciting promotions, and the new Lake Club that rewards you for playing. At Lake of the Torches Resort Casino, expect the best of everything every time you visit. Winning's more fun at the lake.
You have found your soulmate. Now it's time to find the perfect ring. At Golden Carat Jewelers, you can choose from an extensive selection of engagement and wedding rings. Fresh designs reflecting the most current trends, from organic, art deco, and vintage design to timeless classics in white, yellow, and rose gold. See the new Romance Collection, Lyria and Lumiere Bridal Collections, and new styles from Gabriel New York, Eskashi, and more. Engagements begin here. Will yours? Golden Carat Jewelers, downtown Minocqua.
At WJFW, our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible.
NBC News Watch 12. News from where you live.
For a limited time at Home World Rugs, name brand rugs will be sold up to 67% off when you take an extra 12% off clearance rugs. Hundreds of rugs from $97. Room size rugs priced from $197. The rug clearance sale at Home World Rugs.
Hi, I'm Jenna with Miracle-Ear of Park Falls and Medford. If you are struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, come and see me for your free hearing test.
Right now on News Watch 12 today, a formal ethics investigation launched on the top election official in Marathon County. We'll learn why. Plus,
we're seeing some patchy fog for a few of us this morning, but the sun is coming up and will burn that fog away. Your full forecast is coming up.
And we'll meet the 73rd Alice in Dairyland, Julia Nunez. She'll tell us all about growing up on her family's farm and also give us some ways to celebrate the state fair this year. It's Wednesday, August 5th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. News Watch 12 today starts now.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Angela Kim here with Marissa Silvis. The top election official in Marathon County wrote on Facebook recently that she would work behind the scenes to help set up a recall election of Wausau School Board members.
And she's now being investigated for her conduct. On July 27th, the Wausau School Board voted to open classes virtually in the fall. No in-person classes to start. And not everyone was happy with that. And a Facebook group called Parents for Wausau Schools Reopening was formed. One post was about a potential recall of the 6 school board members who voted for the virtual classes.
So Marathon County Clerk Kim Trueblood commented on that post multiple times, first saying, "Due to my position, I have to be very careful with what I support publicly, but I can get info and do anything behind the scenes," end quote.
And the post prompted Wausau School Board President Tricia Zunker to ask the Marathon County Board for a formal ethics investigation. The board's executive committee voted unanimously to authorize an independent investigation.
So in a statement to News Watch 12, Zunker wrote, quote, "A public official who oversees elections should not be offering to get info and do anything behind the scenes in regards to the very thing she is charged to oversee in a fair and impartial manner."
The Marathon County Board's ethics policy states county employees must, quote, "avoid any interest or activity that is in conflict with the conduct of their official duties," end quote. The investigation report is due back to the Marathon County Executive Committee by August 31st.
Well, outside this morning, Marissa, we have a beautiful sunny day coming our way again.
We do. I'm looking forward to that sun, but my goodness, it's still fall-like out there this morning.
I know, it's still a little chilly. So for more on that, let's head over to our weather center with Devin Biggs filling in for Tyler Moore. And Devin, when exactly is all of these chilly temperatures going to start going away, and when will it start to warm up a bit?
Well, it'll start as early as today. Today was our last day in the 40s for those temperatures. And just to give you a little bit of, I guess, bad news, so to say, with regards to fall, I think I saw some trees starting to turn about a little while back. So hopefully we're not we're a little far away from fall for a little while. But things looking pretty good out there this morning. No clouds across our neck of the woods yet, but clouds will start tracking off to the east over the next little while. Temperatures, they're in the 40s, but we'll be done with those soon. Upper 30s in Tomahawk, lower 40s in Rander, Eagle River, and in Watersmead. Here's a look at those dew points. The air is dry, and temperatures love dry air because temperatures can drop very quickly into the 30s and 40s, and then warm up into the 70s like what we're going to be seeing today. And with that, here's a look at your day planner. Temperatures warming up quickly, hitting 71 degrees by 1 p.m. with highs in the lower to middle 70s. Your full forecast is coming up.
All right, thanks so much, Devin. Well, South Big Lake Loop Road in the town of Three Lakes is going to be closed until 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. daily until this Friday. According to the Three Lakes Police Department, South Big Lake Loop Road will be closed on the area of Lehman Road. People can still access the area from Highway 45 or on an alternate route from East Big Lake Loop Road. If you would like more information, you can contact the Three Lakes Police Department.
Taking you across the country this half hour, nurses in New York City will join nationwide protests for more COVID-19 protection today. That tops our look ahead for this Wednesday. Here are nurses protesting for more PPE in Southern California back in April. Today's protests are part of National Nurses United's National Day of Action. The union is calling for more personal protective equipment and safer staffing, as well as for Health and Economic Recovery Omnibus Emergency Solutions Act, or the HEROES Act, to be passed. More than 200 demonstrations are planned at hospital facilities in at least 16 different states. The New York City protest is set to take place at the Department of Veterans Affairs New York Harbor Healthcare System's Manhattan campus at 11 a.m. Central.
The Drug Enforcement Administration will hold a press conference today in Atlanta. The DEA will show the results of a massive drug bust involving large amounts of heroin, cocaine, and marijuana. Agents also recovered more than $1.5 million in cash and more than 40 firearms. The press conference with Special Agent in Charge Robert Murphy is set for 1 p.m. Central Time. The drugs and other evidence seized will be on display.
Well, it's now 6:03, and coming up next on Newswatch 12 today, we're going to meet the newest Allison Dairyland and learn all about the competition this year and also her background.
She'll also tell us how we can still celebrate the Wisconsin State Fair even though it's canceled. Plus, Devin has his full forecast when we return.
Hey Wausau, we're US Cellular and we're here for you. Now with unlimited plans on our strong network with no hidden fees. Which means we're here for Blake.
Welcome to Wausau.
Here for Kim.
Cheers.
Here for Nucci. Here for Randy.
Even me?
Yep, we're here for everyone. Unlimited plans starting at $30 a month with 4 lines, and now get $700 off the latest phones when you switch. Schedule an appointment today. US Cellular. Choose fair.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Why take the hit buying a 2020 when you can save $9,000 on this used 2019? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com to find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy. Our trucks are certified clean, can be purchased online, making your truck buying fast and easy. As our way of saying thanks, we have marked down our trucks to the lowest price ever. Go to lenstruck.com.
Phelps Real Estate Auction August 22nd. 3-bedroom home on 3 acres with attached garage being sold to the highest bidder. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
This week on the People's Court, the judge gets suspicious.
I don't just trust a litigant who just walks into my courtroom and you say, trust me, Judge.
And welcome back. A beautiful sunrise across the Northwoods this morning. Looking from our sky cam on the roof of the station, actually on a little antenna right outside the station. We have just a few clouds just off to the distance and right above us. A little bit of fog. The sun's reflecting off of that fog. And as things start to get warmer out there, the fog will burn away. The sun will help that water vapor to evaporate and get out of here. And we have a very nice day in store for us today. We have a little bit of clouds off to the west right now. A little wave of energy is tracking in our direction. We will not have to worry about that today. Just a little bit of passing clouds, which will just obscure the sun for a little while, especially as we head towards midday. So zooming things out for the bigger picture, high pressure overall still in control. We'll start seeing that moving out of here soon. Now, a weak little boundary will move in Thursday, and that could spark up a few chances of sprinkles to isolated showers. The fog is the big story this morning. We have reports showing up in parts of Vilas County and Phillips now with under a 2-mile visibility, and then 1/4 mile visibility in Merrill. So a little dark, a little low out there this morning, and also in Rhinelander. So be smart if you're driving out there this morning. It might be nice in a few spots, and then like a few miles later, you're not seeing anything. So be careful if you're driving in a few spots. The sun will get rid of that fog soon. Lower 40s in Rhinelander and in Eagle River. Still in the 30s though in Tomahawk. 40 degrees in Merrill. These temperatures will respond very quickly as the sun gets higher up in the sky today, and we'll see temperatures better than what we saw yesterday. Yesterday only in the upper 60s to lower 70s, so well below average. We're supposed to be in the upper 70s for this time of the year. We will do better today, at least overall, but we'll still be a little bit below normal with 74 for that overall high temperature, 75 Thursday. So similar situation, but slightly warmer. Upper 70s Friday. 80s Saturday, we get the 80s back, and the lower 80s, of course, through the weekend. So a Futurecast, not looking half that bad. We'll be watching the clouds tracking off to the east today. Then once we get into the evening hours, the sun goes down, the clouds will get out of here. I'm not sold on any precipitation chances that Futurecast is showing, so no rain to really worry about until we head towards Thursday. We have this little weak wave of energy that will track in from the southwest that will move northeast, especially for our western counties. We'll see a few chances of isolated showers. I'm not sold on any thunder chances, just maybe sprinkles, 2 light showers as we get the daytime heating going. Then once things really start to calm down, things will be looking very good, especially by Thursday night into Friday. So today, lower to middle 70s. It's going to feel really great out there. Our southern counties will be very similar to our northern counties, maybe a couple of degrees warmer with a mixture of clouds and sun. Now your Northwoods Furniture 7-day forecast not looking half that bad either. Slight chances of rain on Thursday with a mixture of clouds and sun also. Friday looking dry with upper 70s. And Saturday and Sunday, a few chances of thunderstorms will be in the forecast with highs in the low 80s.
One of the most recognizable spokespersons of Wisconsin agriculture has a brand new ambassador. Julia Nunes recently became the 73rd Alice in Dairyland, and this morning she's joining us here on Newswatch 12 today. Good morning to you, Julia.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me on today.
Of course, I'm so excited to get to know you better, and first of all, a big congratulations to you. But I'm sure that becoming Alice was quite different this year due to the pandemic. So how did the process go for you?
Yes, thank you. It was really an exciting process, and I really enjoyed getting to know all the other top candidates. They were all wonderful women from around Wisconsin, and we were all passionate about agriculture. So that was a super fun experience for me, just getting to know these women who I haven't really met before. So that was fun, but other than that, the process was a little bit different. It was a lot of virtual content, a lot of creating content at home before I got to the competition. The final event itself there was only about 10 people in the room with us, so it was kind of strange giving my final speech to a phone. But it was nice knowing that people from home were watching on the live stream on Facebook.
Of course, I know. Even though things were virtual a lot of the times, I'm sure you have a great deal of support. And you mentioned, support from your family. So you did grow up on your family's farm in Chippewa Falls. So what can you tell us about your childhood there?
Yes, so I grew up on my family's farm in Chippewa with my 3 sisters and my parents, and we worked outside together on the farm just about every day. So I totally understand. I relate to all those family farmers out here in Wisconsin, and 95% of the farms in Wisconsin are family-owned, so I am proud to be a part of that statistic.
Excellent. So a very rich history. But now we got to talk a little dairy, right? So despite there being no state fair this summer, there are still some ways to celebrate. And the first is if you can make it down to Milwaukee.
Yes. So the first, if you make it down to Milwaukee, you are able to go through the Fair Food drive-thru. And I was actually there on Thursday, and I participated with the pork shop, and it was so busy. You're able to try, there's at least 11 to 13 vendors each week with a variety of food to offer you. This week, the Wisconsin Cattlemen's Association has all types of beef products, so I'm sure it'll be another busy weekend down in Milwaukee.
Wow, so many different things to try, but the thing that everyone is craving, of course, cream puffs. So how can you get your hands on some?
Yes, so there's a few different ways you can get cream puffs, and the first is they're having a cream puff drive-thru, and that's in a couple weeks down at the State Fair Park. And then they're also having a couple locations around Milwaukee at some grocery stores you can pick up cream puffs as well. And then, but the most important thing, if you're wanting cream puffs, it's important to visit the State Fair website and pre-order to guarantee that they get their cream puffs. And the State Fair website is wistatefair.com, and there's information about everything going on with the State Fair this week on that website.
I'm sure those go really quickly, so yes, you need to get your hands on them as soon as possible. But other than the cream puffs, probably the easiest thing maybe for us here in the Northwoods is that you can order a Wisconsin Products Pavilion box for delivery to your home. So what types of goodies are in those?
Inside there's so many Wisconsin goodies like cream puff flavored coffee, Wisconsin maple syrup, sausage, Wisconsin cranberries, and Door County cherries. And there's a whole list on the State Fair website again at wistatefair.com, and they're starting to post some pictures of it. I know I shared one on my Facebook page, and you can really see what you're going to get. There's popcorn, so many goodies. Anyone who opens that box will be so excited with what's inside.
It's such a great idea, and they're available for delivery, of course, all across the state. So we would certainly look forward to hopefully ordering some, maybe for our station here up in the Northwoods. But we so appreciate getting to know you, Julia, and we really look forward to working with you a lot more in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Definitely fun to get to know Julia, and she's going to join us a little bit later in the show, Angela. She wants to make sure that you get the full Wisconsin experience before you leave, so I'm really looking forward to that.
I've heard it's a bit of a smelly experience, so I'm excited. It'll be fun.
A little smelly and a little fun.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
You guys have to stay tuned for that.
Oh, for sure, too. But first off, coming up, we do have what's trending, including how you can now have a mac and cheese for breakfast. We'll explain.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds like something she would approve of.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, Domino's Pizza gave a couple in California a big surprise after the couple had to cancel their wedding. We'll have those stories and more coming up next on What's Trending.
NLD Auto Repair is your local tire dealer and repair shop for Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more. Yes, we do. Tires, alignments, brakes, shocks, struts, diagnostics. Locally owned and operated. Ask for Mike or Lynn and get a quote.
Dreaming of custom furniture? But you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Scherer, DC with the Spinal Aid Center of Wausau. Are you one of the millions of people suffering with the symptoms of peripheral neuropathy? Your symptoms may include numbness and tingling in your feet or hands, difficulty sleeping from leg or foot discomfort, and debilitating balance problems. I have good news for you. You can now get relief with our breakthrough treatment method without the use of drugs or surgery. Our treatments help to heal damaged nerves that cause peripheral neuropathy. If left untreated, you may eventually end up with a walker or wheelchair, so don't delay. Call our office now to schedule an appointment to see if our treatment methods are right for you. We will do a painless neuropathy severity exam to determine the amount of nerve loss. If you qualify for our treatment, it can truly change your life. Start living your life pain-free. Call today.
Who hasn't felt protective lately? Of our families, our communities, our resources? In times like these, we all fight to make sure our people are safe. But when your people, your family, your community is made up of millions of cancer patients and their families, keeping them safe takes everyone's help.
NLD Auto Repair is your local tire dealer and repair shop for Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more. Yes, we do. Tires, alignments, brakes, shocks, struts, diagnostics. Locally owned and operated. Ask for Mike or Lynn and get a quote.
It's about 6:15 and time now for What's Trending. Well, it was big disappointment after another for a California couple until Domino's Pizza stepped in. Danny Haberman and CJ Kalachi lost their jobs during the coronavirus pandemic, and they were forced to cancel their upcoming wedding. But Domino's Pizza gave them a huge surprise. The pizza chain was offering pizza-themed wedding registries for couples in similar situations, and they signed up, and they were only expecting maybe $40 in pizza. But Domino's ended up paying for their entire registry, totaling more than $4,000.
Oh my.
And Danny says that they called it a rain check registry, and she just was scrolling through Facebook when she saw a sponsored ad for it, and she thought, hey, this is funny, so let me check it out. And then a few weeks later, boom, they got an email saying that Domino's bought everything for them. The happy couple says that they are now looking forward to their new wedding date in October of 2021. But my goodness, they're going to have a fantastic start. And maybe for their new wedding, they can just ask for money from their guests for a really fantastic honeymoon or something like that, because they already have all the good stuff.
I know. The thing about wedding registries is, you know, you don't always get everything on your registry. You know, some people pick one thing, maybe some people may pick another. But the fact that Domino's paid for all of that, is so generous of them.
Yeah, it's excellent.
It's gorgeous.
Definitely a very nice, and especially during this time where it's just a lot of struggling out there. It's cool to see even these companies step up and help during struggling times.
Yeah, I'm sure they're thrilled. And like I said, this is just a perfect start now for their future.
Yeah, definitely a very great thing to kind of have and, you know, make up for a delayed wedding as well, too. Absolutely. Well, this next story is very Wisconsin because it is the cheesiest, and now it is for breakfast. That's right, it's a kid's dream come true, chowing down on a big bowl of mac and cheese to start the day. And it seems like a lot of kids have been living the dream lately, with 56% of parents telling Kraft that they're serving it up in the AM more now than they ever have before. And that's what Lockdown Life will do to you, it seems. So Kraft is playing along. They've come out with these limited edition boxes with the word breakfast over where dinner normally is. And the box will be on sale next year, but if you want one right now, you won't just be feeding your kids, you'll be helping out feed the children. So if you tweet the hashtag KMC for breakfast and hashtag sweepstakes between now and Friday, you'll be entered to win a breakfast box along with a few other goodies as well. And every time KMC for breakfast hashtag is used, Kraft donates 10 boxes of their mac and cheese to feed the children. So why not, you know, get some extra carbs for your morning and also how about a good cause? I love it. And I love mac and cheese. It's so good.
I love mac and cheese.
So
I've
good.
always been a big fan, and now it's actually my 3-year-old's favorite meal. So, but I haven't given it to him for breakfast yet. But we hear actually, Devin, that's something that you're familiar with.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, this was never breakfast before? I always had macaroni for breakfast when I was younger, so I'm like,
okay.
So lucky.
Yeah, I want breakfast now.
Cool parents.
Yeah.
I wish I had some macaroni here. Probably cook some up. Yeah, but this next story is also very interesting. 3 sailors on a remote island are safe thanks to some sand, of all things. Like something out of a movie, 3 stranded sailors were saved by an SOS, and the sand authorities say the trio set out on a 23-foot boat to journey through the islands of Micronesia. They went off course and ran out of fuel, landing on a tiny uninhabited island. Their saving grace came from an eagle-eyed Air Force crew that spotted a sandy SOS message on the tiny island's beach at the tail end of a 3-hour search flight. A helicopter was sent to the beach to deliver food and water and check for injuries. And soon thereafter, a Micronesian patrol vessel was sent to pick up the marooned mariners. So what a crazy situation that is. Almost seems like it is right out of a movie, because we've seen movies like that before.
It definitely does, but it also just goes to show you that even when maybe you think, you know, things are lost and, things are desperate, you go ahead and still keep trying, right? So they made that sign and they were able to be found because of it.
I know, look at that little piece of effort that went in, a little extra time, and it really did save their lives, I'm sure. So a great thing to see there too.
Yeah.
And also a good thing for people to just remember in general if that ever happens to them, I guess, which hopefully it won't.
Yeah, they get lost. The best way to get found is get noticed, and find any kind of way to get noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the good news is the weather is being noticed today with regards to the sunlight. Look at our sky cam shot this morning. This is beautiful. A little bit of fog out in the distance, but as the sun continues to rise this morning, things will be looking pretty good. Looking off towards the west, there's a little bit of cloud cover tracking off to the east, so we might see the sun hiding for a little while this afternoon, but not too terrible. It'll be kind of a quick hit and miss stuff. It'll be a mixture of clouds and some sun. Not sold on any precipitation chances. It will be a very nice day. Just get outside, get on the lake, and just kind of relax overall. Hourly forecast, temperatures will be warming up fast because the air is so dry. We'll have dew points in the 30s and 40s, and here we are at hourly forecast temperatures reaching up into the lower to middle 70s. Your 7-day forecast over the next few days, thunderstorm chances arriving by the weekend, and we'll have more news and weather coming up after the break.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Sleep Central in Minocqua.
Right now, it feels like the world's standing still. But if you look to the land, it's a whole different story. From farms to backyards, seeds are being planted, animals are getting fed, grass is growing. And families are giving their all to the soil because the land never stops. So to all those linked to the land, we say thank you. We're here for you because we all run together.
Stop by Lakeland Lawn and Equipment in Arborvita for special offers taking place for a limited time.
Moondeer and Friends Gallery in downtown Boulder Junction offers an eclectic mix of contemporary fine art and craft, antiques, professional custom frame service, and many other smaller gift items, featuring the work of gallery owner Sarah Mender, as well as over 150 other regional artists.
We know it can be scary when you're injured in an accident.
We know the insurance company can be unfair.
We know bills need to be paid.
But we also know what it takes to win.
We know what it takes to get our clients compensated.
And most importantly, we always fight to do the right thing for our community. Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows.
Nicolay knows injury law.
Nicolay Law, Wausau's award-winning injury, disability, and bankruptcy law firm.
Bruns & Sons Auto in Plover is celebrating our 10-year celebration the whole month of July. Register for door prizes like gas grills, big screen TVs, gift cards, and much more. We are the fastest growing used car dealer in Portage County and have 125 affordable vehicles to choose from. If we don't have it, we'll find it or get it for you. We hope to see you at our 10-year celebration at Bruns & Sons Auto in Plover.
Beautiful Wausau Executive Home being sold to the highest bidder regardless of price, August 15th. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Take it away, boys.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Lakeland Sign and Graphics.
We launched our Building for the Future capital campaign after a couple of years worth of asking and listening to the needs of our community. First, we realized that we were not positioned to serve our community at the highest level in our current space. First was childcare. Living in a childcare desert, it was important for us to realize an expansion of our downtown childcare location. We'll launch leadership and mentorship programs, art, music, and culture enrichment, and lean on our ability to grow through science and technology with our youth. The Building for the Future capital campaign helps us to build the bricks and mortar, but provides the tools and resources for your YMCA to positively impact the youth of all ages here in our community. Today we're standing at a location of what will be a new gymnasium and pavilion addition here at the YMCA of the Northwoods. Picture in this space mainstream programs such as dance and soccer. To out of school enrichment time, we can help youth learn, grow, and thrive in times that are challenging for all of us. We still need additional support to be successful. Ways to join the campaign are also listed on the website at www.ymcathenorthwoods.org.
All right, here's our travel forecast here on this beautiful Wednesday morning. The sun is starting to rise. A nice, beautiful, and cool day out there with 42 degrees and some fog, but that fog will be burning off thanks to the sun that's now coming up. Here's a look at those current conditions. The fog, half-a-mile visibility in parts of Rhinelander, Merrill. You can't really see anything right now according to the observation site. 1 mile visibility over in Medford. These will improve over the next several hours. Radar and satellite very quiet out there right now. Some clouds off to the west that will track off to the east, so a little bit of cloud cover will be seen today. Overall, a pretty nice day is in store. Here is your travel forecast here on this Wednesday. We have middle to upper 70s with a mixture of clouds and sun. Anything further off to the east, very similar to the western parts of the state, middle 70s with a mixture of clouds and sun. Slightly warmer to the south with 70s and some clouds being seen for a few spots. We'll be back in a bit, but first, here is today's Birthday Club.
Northwoods Furniture and Mattress. 2 locations in Eagle River offering a huge selection of mattresses for your every need. From luxury models to budget-friendly basics, we'll help you find your perfect mattress. Stop in to test out all the top brands: Sealy, Serta, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. We have loads of mattresses in stock and ready for delivery. For added comfort and relaxation, be sure to check out our selection of lifestyle adjustable bases. Isn't it time you had a good night's sleep? Northwoods Furniture and Mattress, Eagle River.
Lake of the Torches Resort Casino. You can count on us for all the hottest slots inside. Sun-dappled water outside. Enjoyment comes naturally here with abundant home-style foods, the most exciting promotions, and the new Lake Club that rewards you for playing. At Lake of the Torches Resort Casino, expect the best of everything every time you visit. Winning's more fun at the lake.
It was in February. I was playing pond hockey and literally had to be helped up. I was in constant pain after that. So I came to Dr. Drager and they started me on the laser treatment. I realized as I've gone through this, every day I was feeling better, and I am so happy with coming to see Dr. Drager.
Contact Drager Chiropractic in Eagle River to see if high-intensity laser treatment is right for you. Call 715-479-5995.
Join Justin Betty and Jeff Weller evenings at 5, 6, and 10 on News Watch 12, news and weather from where you live.
Zelich Customs, featuring off-road and repair. Full-service auto repair, wheels, tires, brakes, custom exhaust, lift kits, suspension, and diagnostics located next to Quick Trip.
Our News Watch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most to the Northwoods. NBC News Watch 12, from where you live.
Busted? Original Gorilla Glue, of course. Works indoor, works outdoor. It's weatherproof, it's waterproof. It's versatile and incredibly strong for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Ladies, check it out. So strong, so not ripped. What are we talking about? That's the Hefty Ultra Strong bag.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Give me the bag. Get Hefty Ultra Strong at a low price.
Right now on News Watch 12 today, Governor Tony Evers publicly addressed Wisconsin's statewide mask mandate for the first time since it went into effect. We'll hear the highlights. Plus,
a few areas are seeing some patchy fog this morning, but with the sun coming up, that fog will be going away. The full forecast is coming up.
In some cases, we're inching along, and others we're making more progress, but it takes time.
And both parties point to new progress in coronavirus aid talks, but there are still many miles to go before a possible vote next week. It's Wednesday, August 5th.
Your local news and weather from where you live. News Watch 12 today starts now.
On Tuesday, Governor Tony Evers gave his first major address on COVID-19 since Wisconsin's statewide mask mandate went into effect on Saturday. Good morning, I'm Marissa Silvis.
And I'm Angela Kim. Evers was optimistic. He called for collaboration and cooperation as Wisconsinites tackle the pandemic. He celebrated the successes that we've had so far, highlighting improved contact tracing and readiness in hospitals, and also emphasized the state's improved testing capacity.
We went from having no capacity in early March to now in August exceeding our current goal with a capacity of nearly 150,000 tests per week.
Governor Evers emphasized masks combined with social distancing are the only proven method of containing the spread of COVID-19. He says that goal should be shared by all Wisconsinites.
Public health is a team sport. We need everyone to take this seriously because it's on all of us together to ensure our public health efforts are successful, our businesses can stay open, and our state can bounce back together.
Now, Republicans in the state are skeptical of the governor's approach and have suggested that they may try to overturn the mandate, though that hasn't happened yet. They also expressed concerns yesterday that Evers might mandate virtual instruction in school. And Evers has denied any intention of doing that, but certainly a lot to come still regarding choices for schools across the state. But right now, weather-wise, we're having a pretty chilly morning, Marissa.
We really are. Those fall-like temperatures are continuing with us, but it sounds like we're we're going to get a little warm up starting today. So for more on that, let's head right on over to our weather center, and Devin Biggs in for Tyler Moore this morning. And Devin, wow, we had a fantastic sunrise, and we're going to see lots of sun today.
Yeah, lots of sun today. We'll see some clouds by the afternoon hours, and you mentioned those cool temperatures. Feels like fall. We shouldn't be this cool for the time of the year, but we will be warming things up. Here's a live look on the roof right now of our building, where we do have a beautiful sunrise and a little bit of haze off of the distance. That's some of that fog out there. That will all dissipate as the sun rises and burns that off. We are seeing some clouds off to the west right now. That's tracking off to the east. So again, we will see the sun hiding for a little while, but it will be coming back out soon. Here's a look at those temperatures: 42 in Rhinelander, 37 in Tomahawk, 50 degrees in Marshfield. Dew points are low, and temperatures love when the dew points are low because they can really respond in a hurry from the 30-degree temperatures in Tomahawk, reaching to the 70s, which is what we'll do today. And with that said, here is a look at your day planner. Temperatures warming up pretty good, hitting the middle 70s by the afternoon hours. Your full forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Devin. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services reported 728 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 on Tuesday, and that is below our 7-day average, which has been inching back down over the last few days. The number of tests also hit an all-time high, so the percent of positive tests fell to about 4%. That's actually the lowest rate in more than 2 weeks. However, across the state, 12 new deaths were reported. In our 12-county north central Wisconsin region, DHS reports 14 patients are in a hospital with COVID-19, and 10 of those are in the ICU.
And taking a look at local numbers, the Iron County added a new case on Tuesday, bringing their total to 81. Now down to Oneida County, where 3 new cases were reported, bringing their total to 97. In Marathon County, there are 9 new cases, and their county total sits at 589. 3 new cases were reported in Portage County, and their county's total is now at 358. However, only 29 of those cases are active. And Clark County reports 2 new cases, bringing their total to 181. Both Forest and Langley County reported no new cases, and Vilas County did not report their numbers yesterday.
The National Guard will be providing another drive-through style COVID-19 testing event this weekend in Rhinelander. The event is scheduled for Saturday, August 8th at the State Department of Transportation building on Hanson Lake Road from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Anyone 5 years or older can get tested, and this event is only available to those who live or work in Wisconsin. This will also not include antibody testing. If you are interested, you're asked to wear a mask or a face covering when you arrive and expect to potentially wait a little while.
Wisconsin election clerks say that they're more than 900 poll workers short for next week's August primary. Wisconsin usually has between 25 and 30,000 poll workers, but many of those are older or retired, and they are the people most at risk with COVID-19. The Wisconsin National Guard helped in April, and the Elections Commission is working closely with leadership to request help. The governor has not yet activated the National Guard to help, so if you're interested in volunteering, you can learn more at myvote.wi.gov.
The city of Wauwatosa approved its own mask mandate for its residents that isn't set to expire until 2021. According to the NBC in Milwaukee, the new order is set to expire January 31st of next year, more than 4 months after Governor Evers' mandate. Besides the end date, there are no differences between the mandates. City leaders say the expiration date could be changed in the future.
And there have been a lot of people opposed to the governor's mask mandate. We showed you a couple of rallies over the weekend. However, yesterday in Milwaukee, some people looked to the streets to show their support for the mandate. Across the country, 33 states, along with Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico, have some form of a mask mandate. And at yesterday's rally, attendees' message was that masks work.
It's just really idiotic for people to even try to reason a way to not wear a mask, try to talk about rights when the rights of other citizens to live is at stake, so, where do those rights end, So that's why we're here today, because we know masks work.
Again, most state Republican lawmakers have spoken out against the mask mandate. They have not yet moved to try to repeal it or replace it with some other legislative solution.
Hurricane Isaias left its mark on the Carolinas, leaving behind a trail of destruction. And this tops our news making national headlines this morning. This is what's left of the Sea Cabin Pier in the Cherry Grove area of North Myrtle Beach. A large portion of it is completely gone. Officials believe the area was under at least 4 feet of water at one point as storm surge heightened in high tide. The storm also spawned a tornado in a small community in northeast North Carolina, killing 1 person. At least 10 homes were destroyed and only 2 mobile homes remain standing.
A former university gymnastics coach in Michigan is sentenced for lying to police during an investigation. Former Michigan State University head coach Kathy Klages was sentenced to 90 days in jail and 18 months of probation. She was found guilty in February for lying about what she knew of ex-Olympic and university doctor Larry Nassar's abuse prior to 2016. Klages read a tearful statement in court saying that she did not remember being told about the abuse and has been seeing a therapist to remember, adding that she was sorry for the victims. In 2018, 2 women testified saying that they told Klages about the abuse by Nassar back in 1997, but nothing was ever done. Klages is the second person other than Nassar to be convicted of charges related to his sexual abuse of young women and girls under his medical care.
President Trump has signed the Great American Outdoors Act, putting billions in funding toward long-deferred maintenance on public lands. In a ceremony at the White House on Tuesday, the president signed the bill into law, which also permanently protects the Land and Water Conservation Fund, sending $900 million annually to government agencies. The House passed the bill, which was introduced back in March by Senator Rob Portman of Ohio 2 weeks ago. The Senate passed it back in June. The president touted the legislation as the first of its kind in decades.
Dozens are dead and thousands injured after a massive explosion shook Lebanon's capital of Beirut yesterday. Watch this video to get an idea of the impact. The blast was initially blamed on a fire at a fireworks warehouse near the port, according to the Lebanese state news agency. National officials later explained it was caused by highly explosive materials confiscated years ago. He did not clarify, though CNN is reporting that officials think it was caused by ammonium nitrate seized from a ship several years ago.
There is progress to report this morning in the effort to restore $600 a week unemployment checks. No deal, but a timeline, and we could see a vote next week. Our Washington correspondent Tracy Potts has the latest.
Skinny bill or a broader bill?
Broader bill. Democrats and the White House both report progress in negotiations to provide coronavirus relief.
I would characterize the conversations as productive and a step in the right direction.
In some cases we're inching along, in others we're making more progress, but it takes time.
The hopeful timeline, a deal by Friday and a vote next week. The White House Chief of Staff says they've made concrete offers on unemployment and eviction protection, but narrowing down the size of the package is still an issue.
Let me be clear, we're not going anything close to $3.4 trillion, so that's just ridiculous.
Part of the problem, Republicans aren't on the same page.
It's not going to produce a come-by-eye moment like we had in March or April where everybody voted aye.
We don't exactly know where Donald Trump is. He says a different thing every day.
President Trump raising eyebrows with his comments about the virus in an Axios interview.
Right now, I think it's under control. I'll tell you what.
How? 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is. But that doesn't mean we aren't doing everything we can.
The U.S. on track to log 1,000 deaths a day for 10 days straight. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Well, it's now 6:41, and coming up in sports, the Bucks were looking for a comeback yesterday when they went up against the Brooklyn Nets.
That's right. We'll have those highlights for you, and also a look at the game between the Brewers and the White Sox. We'll have those stories and more in Griffin Stroin's Sports Report in just a bit.
Happy presents a spicy Western. Western with kick. new Spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
When you call a company other than Maher Water Corporation to service your water treatment system, do you really know what or who you are getting? Many companies just measure you up to do a bang-up job, then charge hundreds of dollars and have you sign service contracts. Maher's technicians are trained to not only service our own water care equipment, but most others as well. So if you don't want just any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
Friday.
We had kept this a secret for 10 years.
The fear that kept them silent.
How are they going to believe me? This is such a crazy story.
The time has come to tell it all. Dateline Friday, 9/8 Central.
This week, anything can happen in the Stanley Cup qualifiers. All day, all night, all for one goal. The Stanley Cup qualifiers continue this weekend on NBC.
Why take the hit buying this 2020 GMC when you can save $8,000 on this used 2019? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com to find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy. Our trucks are certified clean, can be purchased online, making your truck buying fast and easy. As our way of saying thanks, we have marked down our trucks to the lowest price ever. Go to lenstruck.com.
Wake up to an omelet with
Jalapeno,
melty cheese, crispy bacon, and
jalapeno
on a made-from-scratch biscuit or soft tortilla. Spice up your breakfast. The Southwest Omelet Biscuit and Burrito are back at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
And welcome back. A beautiful sunrise across the Northwoods this morning. And check this out. What you're seeing right here is a little bit of haze from the fog that has developed this morning. With the sun rising this morning, all that will be going away. A very nice day is in store. We are watching some clouds off to the west, so we'll see a few passing clouds today. Call it overall around partly cloudy skies by the afternoon hours. But of course, that will all dissipate as the sun goes down. Zooming out to give you the big picture, cold front way off to the south and east. Here's the high pressure system right now across just to our south. That's helping to keep our weather pretty nice. So again, just a few passing clouds today, but a very nice day is in store. Just got to get past a little bit of fog first. That's lowered visibilities on parts of the Beagle River and Rhinelander and also in Merrill. So if you get caught in some fog, have your low beams ready. Even with the sun up, just have them on so that way people can see drivers where they're going so that way no accidents occur from the fog. So temperatures, that's the other story this morning. Lower 40s in most of the viewing area this morning. 40 in Rhinelander, 43 degrees in parts of Manitowish Waters, or I should say Phillips, where it's 43 degrees, and then 50 degrees over in Marshfield. Highs yesterday was below average for this time of the year. We're supposed to be in the upper 70s. We only did upper 60s in most of the viewing area, lower 70s to the south. We are going to be working on that today with middle 70s with 74 Wednesday, 75 on Thursday. So we're going to be working on things. Then Friday and Saturday, upper 70s to lower 80s. Then it'll get even warmer as we head towards the weekend. So here's a look at Futurecast coming up for today. Things looking pretty good. Just a few passing clouds. Not sold on these precipitation returns at all, so no need to worry about that. The sun will go down. The clouds will kind of calm down for a little while too. Maybe see a few passing clouds at times. Looking ahead towards Thursday, here's our next little weather maker heading in our direction. It'll move in from southwest to northeast, giving us our next chances for a few isolated showers, which could cause a little bit of rain at times. Nothing to get too worried about. Just keep an eye to the sky if you're heading outside. That will dissipate as the sun goes down, but the clouds may be hanging around for a little while. But then our next chances for precipitation after that will be by the weekend. So today, this is going to be great. Mostly sunny skies and warmer today. Highs in the lower to middle 70s. A westerly breeze at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear skies and not as cool. Lows in the lower 50s, better than the 40s that we've seen this morning. The winds will be nice and calm. Here's a look at your Northwoods Furniture and Mattress 7-day forecast looking pretty good. Nothing too major going on with, again, middle 70s today and tomorrow. Upper 70s Friday. Lower 80s by the weekend with a few chances of thunderstorms we'll have to keep an eye on. Monday we're dry with lower 80s, then more storm chances by Tuesday. Marissa?
Pretty great week ahead. Thanks so much, Devin. Well, the Bucks and the Brewers both tried to bounce back with wins on Tuesday. News Australia's Griffin Stroin has more in our morning sports.
The Bucks look to rebound after losing to the Rockets on Sunday. According to Vegas, they were 19-point favorites going into their matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. Might not be any fans in the stands, but Giannis Antetokounmpo's son Liam was cheering on Dad virtually. Hopefully Liam didn't see this, though. In the second, Giannis and Nets Dante Hall get into a little scrum underneath the net. Giannis only played in the first half of this one. And now let's jump into the fourth. Bucks are down 6. We're going to have some great ball movement here that's going to lead to Frank Mason finding DJ Wilson for the one-handed slam. He throws it down and the foul. The bench is loving it. Bucks down 4. 2 minutes left now. Bucks, Pat Connaughton drives. He kicks it to Kyle Korver, and he hits it, but his foot was on the line, so Bucks are still down 1. And then the Nets just would not give up. Garrett Temple here with the mid-range step-back dagger. Bucks dropped their second straight game, the final 119-116.
Today was an opportunity for other guys to get minutes. Bled and Pat are back, so it was great. I think it's a huge step for us to get those two guys back, continue to get, more healthy and stay healthy. So, I think some games, that's probably more important than anything is that we stay healthy.
Now, every year, current NFL players get together to decide who are the top 100 players in the league. Packers' Aaron Jones was ranked 33, while quarterback Aaron Rodgers was number 16. Wide receiver Davante Adams was ranked as the 57th best player in the NFL, according to his peers. While he might not agree with that, Adams does know one thing. He plans on suiting up for Green Bay this fall.
This is a tricky time in the world, but at the same time, it's something that I truly believe that we cannot necessarily run from. So with everything, with all the options weighed and, with everything taken into account, obviously I'm here and I decided to play.
The Brewers were at Miller Park taking on the red-hot Chicago White Sox. Bottom of the 5th, game tied at 0. Runner on third, and Ben Gamel hits this one down the right field line, and it is gone. His first homer of the year, and the Brewers are going to take a 2-0 lead. Now, top of the 6th, White Sox down 2. Eloy Jimenez with a no-doubter to deep center field, and it is gone. His second of the year. It's going to tie the game at 2 apiece. Now we're going to go to the top of the 7th, tied at 2. Runner in scoring position, and Jose Abreu hits a single into left field. The runner's going to score from third, and that would do it for the White Sox. They win it 3-2. And that's all I have for you this morning in sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Griffin. Well, coming up, it is time for the Ultimate Wisconsin Challenge. We're going to have Angela do the Limburger Cheese Challenge. I cannot wait. But first, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a recipe for some chocolate caramel cookies.
Mr. Food Test Kitchen is brought to you by Golden Carrot Jewelers and Creative Kitchen and Bath Studio.
I am a huge cookie lover. I guess that isn't a surprise since I didn't get a body like this by eating celery sticks. So when I tell you the cookies that our test kitchen director Patty came up with the other day blew me away, I'm not kidding. Really, I was in awe with how good the shortbread cookies were even before they were topped with the caramel and the chocolate. So let me show you what she did before you try to reach through the TV and grab one. She started by making a buttery shortbread dough using all the basics, rolling it out about a ½ an inch thick. Then, with a juice glass, she cut these out and baked them until the bottoms were golden. After these cooled for a bit, she topped each cookie with some caramels that she warmed in the microwave, along with a bit of water, which made it spreadable. Like these couldn't get any better, she finished them with some melted chocolate chips, mixed with a touch of shortening, which gave it a nice shine. Simple, decadent, and sinfully good. You see, with each bite, you get the buttery texture from the shortbread, the ooey gooey pull from the caramel, and the richness from the chocolate. To get your hands on these, don't try to reach through the TV, but rather go to our website and look for what we call chocolate caramel cookies. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a doubly or maybe a triply good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
Incredible savings during the big anniversary sale going on now at Slumberland. Deals galore throughout the store, from modern sofas and chairs to gorgeous beds and lots more. Top it off with totally free shipping. The big anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Advice from trial attorneys, lawyers for the injured.
A local man who works at a factory almost lost his foot in a severe crash.
The insurance adjuster told him the accident was his fault and he'd have to deal with it on his own. The Mater legal team conducted a full investigation and found the eyewitness who testified the accident was not his fault. The insurance company paid in full and our client received justice.
Eagle River Roasters, your Northwoods coffee roaster and community coffee house, has the freshest specialty coffee and tea in the Northwoods. Our coffee comes from choice Arabica beans, hand-blended and roasted on-premise for the finest specialty drinks. Fresh bakery, breakfast, and lunch served daily, our comfortable coffee house is the perfect place for meeting friends or groups. The drive-thru is also open daily. Treat yourself with a great cup of coffee or take some beans to brew at home, fresh from Eagle River Roasters, your Northwoods coffee roaster and community coffee house.
Who hasn't felt protective lately? Of our families, our communities, our resources? In times like these, we all fight to make sure our people are safe. But when your people, your family, your community is made up of millions of cancer patients and their families, keeping them safe takes everyone's help.
Incredible savings on Sealy mattresses during our big anniversary sale now at Slumberland. Get a Sealy Queen mattress as low as $99 or a luxurious Sealy Posturepedic for $9.99, plus free shipping. The big anniversary sale at Slumberland.
Welcome back, guys. So in honor of it being my last week, I'm trying to get in all things Wisconsin before I go. So today, the new Alice in Dairyland is putting my taste buds and my nose to the challenge. So take a listen.
Angela, I heard that it's your last week in Wisconsin before you move on to your next adventure. And before you go, I wanted to make sure you experience some of that strong Wisconsin culture with the Limburger Challenge. Here in Wisconsin, we claim Limburger as our own, as we are the only state in the nation to still produce it, thanks to our friends at Chalet Cheese Cooperative in Monroe, Wisconsin. Limburger is aged for months to reach its desired texture and aroma, which I'm sure you are about to experience. I wish you luck with this challenge and with your future endeavors. Have fun eating that cheese.
Oh boy. All right, so it's in a bag right here. We have it ready. I've heard it's quite smelly. Marissa did this challenge about a year ago and she gagged, so I'm ready to do it. All right, so I'm just gonna open this up. Oh, you know, it may not be, ooh, it's like very creamy. Oh, okay. Yep. I smell it. I smell it. If you plug your nose and you bite it, it's not that bad, I think. Marissa, I know you did this. I don't know how you got past the smell. Oh my God. Oh,
it's going back in.
I'm putting this back in the bag.
I'm watching. I know it's starting to waft over this way. I know. Yeah, like you said, I did the challenge. Maybe it was 2 years ago now.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, I'm proud of you. You did really well.
Thank
yeah,
you.
I was gagging. I thought for the first time ever I might have lost it on air, but thankfully didn't. But you're doing okay. What do you think? What do you think of the taste?
The taste is really good. The taste is really good. I could see it like melting it over maybe like some pasta or something like that, but like the smell, oh my God, you have to kind of hold your breath as you take a bite of it.
It's the stinkiest thing you can imagine.
I see why you gagged over there.
Yeah, but the actual cheese is kind of creamy and not bad.
I know.
So do you feel like a true Wisconsinite?
I do. I feel like a true Wisconsinite. You know, I've had my Wisconsin beer, my Wisconsin cheese, and now my stinky Wisconsin cheese. So it works out perfectly. Yeah.
I'm very proud. Excellent job.
Yes. Thank you for giving me this challenge, and to Alice in Dairyland as well. It's been fun, but still horrible.
So won't be doing it again.
Probably not. There's a little bite out of this. Probably won't be finishing it off. But I hear Devin hasn't done it either, so maybe Devin can do it next. You never know.
I don't know. All I know is I smell it all the way over here. So that's some strong cheese over there, is all I can say.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear. But the good news is my weather trivia question for today does not have to mess with stinky cheese. It has to mess with temperatures today, actually. So let's take a look at that. What is the record low temperature for August 5th in Rhinelander? The answer when we come back.
This portion of News Watch 12 is brought to you by Builders Service Incorporated, Elko.
MLD Auto Repair is your local tire dealer and repair shop for Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more. Yes, we do. Tires, alignments, brakes, shocks, struts, diagnostics. Locally owned and operated. Ask for Mike or Lynn and get a quote.
Why take the hit on this 2020 Ram 1500 when you can save $5,000 on this used 2020? If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Go now to lenstruck.com to find over 800 of the best used trucks money can buy. Our trucks are certified clean, can be purchased online, making your truck buying fast and easy. As our way of saying thanks, we have marked down our trucks to the lowest price ever. Go to lenstruck.com.
Here we are, your first trip to Minocqua Popcorn and Puffs.
Cheesy caramel? Cheesy caramel, and I'd like to have some of the Dan's Marvelous ice cream also. Wonderful.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Calling all grassmasters, fescue fanatics, and stewards of St. Augustine. To the springtime sprawlers, backyard scholars, and cultivators of the cul-de-sac. Whether you're a rookie or a pro, run with us. For all the green thumbers, newcomers, and toy picker-uppers, run with us on a John Deere mower. Because this is more than just grass, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Stop by Lakeland Lawn and Equipment in Arborvita for special offers taking place for a limited time. Get great deals and service on legendary John Deere equipment.
In 1930, we began helping people in Milwaukee who were hurt and killed by the carelessness of others. Over the past 89 years, the awards for our clients totals well into the billions of dollars, probably more than all the other personal injury firms in the state combined. When you do something for so long, you tend to get pretty good at it. And we will continue that fight for justice every day in towns throughout Wisconsin. Habish, and Rotier.
MLD Auto Repair is your local tire dealer and repair shop for Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more. Yes, we do. Tires, alignments, brakes, shocks, struts, diagnostics. Locally owned and operated. Ask for Mike or Lynn and get a quote.
Hi, I'm Dean Hoger with Miracle-Ear of Rhinelander. If you're struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, stop in and see me for a free hearing test.
And before we leave you this morning, a special birthday shout out to our Minocqua Popcorn winner, Parker Segerson from Appleton. Happy birthday, Parker, and congratulations. You win a half-gallon refillable bucket of gourmet popcorn from Minocqua Popcorn.
And here is your trivia question for today. What is the record low temperature for August 5th in Rhinelander? Any guesses, ladies?
I'll go with C, 35 degrees, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, how about D?
Wow, Angela, you're on your game today. 35 degrees set back in 1912, so fortunately no records broken, but still a little chilly out there this morning. We're warming up to 46 degrees right now in Rhinelander with 39 degrees in Tomahawk. We have a nice day in store. We just got to burn a little fog off with 1.75 mile visibility in Merrill, and Tomahawk reporting a goose egg on the visibility charts right now. Today, mostly sunny skies and warmer. Highs will be in the lower to middle 70s. A quick look at your next 7 days. We'll have to watch for warming temperatures and storm chances by the weekend.
All right, looks pretty nice there, but Mercy, you sure you don't want one more bite of the Slim Burger cheese?
I'm good, but everybody at home, make sure you tune in tomorrow for Angela's last day. Have a great day. Take care.
Cub Cadet, now available at Northern Pines Greenery, Minocqua.
Good morning. Breaking overnight in the dark. Millions waking up without power after Isaias slams the entire East Coast. Homes damaged by toppled trees, neighborhoods evacuated, and paths of destruction from tornadoes spawned by the storm.
Like nothing is there, so it's bad.
This morning, our first-hand look at the devastation as the sun rises. In the heartland, the Midwest and South, the latest centers of an alarming new wave of coronavirus cases.
These patients are some of the sickest we've ever seen, and they're getting younger and younger.
As teachers preparing to go back to school voice fear and frustration.
We just feel like it's too much of a gamble.
Straight ahead, the growing protests from coast to coast. Breaking news, massive explosion. What caused this?